Sam, how did you assess the Collingwood game in the end?
I mean, we had a really disappointing start. We didn't play smart footy. We overused the ball in the wet and, reassessed at half time, simplified the game and played quite well from that point on and got ourselves into a winning position, but just weren't able to bring it home late. I thought they played quite well just right at the end when it mattered and took their chances. We had a couple of late shots that we couldn't capitalise on, which would have put the game away, but they came back and nailed theirs.
A few changes this week by the looks of it. Captaincy out, obviously. Have you got any you can sort of confirm for us now?
I don't think there's any I can confirm. Yeah, so certainly Gunston out. We're hopeful to get a couple of players back. So Scrimshaw, as long as he ticks off a couple more little last pieces of the puzzle as far as concussion protocols, then he should come back in. So, but yeah, disappointing to lose Jack. I mean, such a bad luck. He came back, got his ankle right, did a really good job, and then hurt a different part of the save foot. So, but we're hopeful he'll be back straight after the bye. Nah, he's gone just a little bit slowly. I mean, we're being quite conservative with his progression, being that it's his second concussion this season. He's got to go through the protocols, but certainly we're taking him slowly and safely rather than trying to make it as quickly as possible, and so he'll be unavailable as well.
So is he actually ticking boxes in the protocols at the moment, and then you're being conservative on top of that?
No, so we haven't. So I'm not the expert in this area, but him and Josh Ward. Both will remain unavailable because the way we've tried to get them through is that slow, safe, conservative method. We could try to get them back as fast as we can and push them all through every test and get them there as quickly, but obviously it's a new area that everyone's still learning an enormous amount about, and we want to be really respectful of concussion injuries.
Freo this week, they get Nat Fyfe back. What's in store for him this week?
Well, I mean, I think Nat Fyfe traditionally has been such a significant part of Fremantle, and he's still a fantastic footballer, isn't he? Like, he's a superstar of the game and has been for, over a decade now. But I think the thing that's different with Freo is they're just a very, very even, very well-balanced team. I think their whole team's playing really good football. I mean, in the Coaches Association votes, Brayshaw's second on that, so he's obviously become a vital cog in their game. They've got Darcy as a ruckman who's a best and fairest winner, and then they got really talented players all over the oval. So I think their reliance on Fyfe is a little bit less. So there won't be too much focus on him.
Do you test him out physically? He's obviously coming back from shoulder and back and those sorts of things.
Well, it hasn't been named yet, so we haven't spoken about testing him out physically. But I imagine it's likely to be a reasonably physical game. Expect a little bit of rain over there across the course of the week, and we've seen a couple of games that have been played in WA. The last couple have been a little bit wet, so we'll see what happens.
Are you and the players clear on what constitutes dissent now towards umpires?
Yep.
You've got an umpire down here today, do you?
Yeah, I mean we try and get the umpires down, whenever they're available and they need to run around as well. So, we always have conversations with them. I think James Sicily gave 50 away last week for dissent. So we're pretty clear on what it looks like, and I think it's really a non-issue in the game.
Captaincy at the moment, what's the latest on that?
Yeah, so Sis will do this week. This is the last week of his block, and then we've got a couple of things in store after the bye where we'll have some reassessment, have a couple of meetings and have a good discussion around how it's been, what we've learnt, and then it's likely to change hands in the second part of the year again just after. So we play obviously Freo this week and then have the bye, so that'll be a chance for us to reset some of our leadership programs and have a look at what the second half of the season looks like.
It changes hands, is it O'Meara again, or are there others that have put their hands up?
Yeah, I mean, it could be certainly O'Meara is an obvious candidate, but there'll be some other guys that are in that conversation. It'll be really interesting to talk to the players, talk to Ben McAvoy, who's been doing a lot of work with that group as well. So we have quite a depth of leadership that we're developing, and that flattening of our sort of leadership model and structure has allowed some more guys to step up. So there's probably 5 or 6 guys that it could be get a chance at that over the second half of the year.
How's McAvoy going?
Yeah, I mean, slowly. He's got, slow scan. I think he's got a scan next week, or he's meeting with the surgeon, and then they have a discussion around that. But he's certainly starting to do more. So, I mean, it's quite inspirational to watch. He's over on the far side of the oval in a neck brace, jumping on the ground, jumping up, doing agility circuits. It was a 100 kilo, 200 centimetre man running around the oval in neck brace. It's pretty impressive what he's been able to do physically, with the safety of the hard neck brace, but I can't imagine it's too comfortable for him. But it certainly makes anyone else who's not feeling up to training that day have a bit of a look in the mirror, and there's inspiration right there.
Frost straight back in after suspension.
Yep. No worries.